In the time it has taken me to create a full product, I have learned a lot, which has helped me to create a professional looking magazine. When I created the Prelim magazine, which was a college magazine, I made a very basic version on paper, which helped me to create the design I wanted to make. I looked at other college magazines to find out what the house style was and incorporate it into my magazine. I do think the magazine is good standard for the time I spent on it and the limited knowledge that I knew when I created it. When I put it into Photoshop, I was able to find out what font I wanted to use and the placing of the text and the photos. The image that I used was a basic image that was edited slightly, however not to the standard of the music magazine's photo. In the time from the prelim task to the music magazine, I have progressed in my Photoshop skills because I have spent more time using it, so I was able to edit the photo so that it looks like it has been done professionally and makes the magazine more authentic. I was able to find more appropriate fonts and colours which were in keeping with the theme of the magazine. I also have learned how to place fonts around the main cover image so that the image stands out. I have also learned how to use an SLR camera so that I can produce better quality pictures than the digital camera that I have used to create the prelim photos, and learned that it's important to have a plain backdrop for the front cover because I'm using pastiche to create the magazine. The image that I took of the piano, I had to make sure that I took enough so that I could get the right one that would be appropriate for the magazine and look best. I also learnt that when I am designing my magazine, I need to know who my target audience are and make sure that it will appeal to them and include everything that they would want in a classical magazine. So that I know what the target audience would want, I need to look at similar magazines that the target audience would probably already have read and use it to know what I should put in my magazine. Most of the classical magazines have a higher percentage of male readers, so I wanted to challenge this and create a magazine that is aimed at women. 40% of women read BBC Music magazine and 60% were male readers. I have also massively improved on using Quark, which is a software that I have never used before. I was able to create the contents page and double page spread that I have wanted to make. I found it simple and easy to use, and because my design for my magazine is simple, it was easy to create. When I created the contents page for the prelim task using Quark, I only made a basic design, so I did have enough experience using it to get the standard of my music magazine. To sum up, from making the prelim magazine to making the music magazine, I have learned that the research in the target audience is very important, so that you know what your magazine needs to include. I have looked at a range of classical music magazines and taken inspiration from them so I could make my magazine. The magazine looks authentic and has been mistaken for a real magazine, which tells me that it is authentic. Furthermore, I have learned to use a lot of different technologies that has enabled me to create the magazine and the final product. I have also learnt from my mistakes that I made in a prelim task and been able to make sure that the music magazine is to a high standard.